There are fans lining both sides for miles throughout this course. 32 teams, 10 automatic qualifiers, 22 at-large, and 70 individuals. Of course, Pomona-Pitzer won their first ever men's Division III title in 2019 with the second highest winning team score in D3 history, 164 points. Well, this year, Wartburg is the consensus favorite to win its first national title in program history. So after 3 years of dominance for North Central, perhaps another year with a new team taking down the title, and we are off. 8K to determine a national champion. What a scene at Tom Sawyer State Park. Wartburg, while they are looking for their first NCAA cross-country championship on the men's side, they are coming off a 2021 outdoor track and field championship last spring. And they return many of those runners to continue the reign of dominance this fall. And they recently steamrolled the field at the Midwest Regional Championships thanks to 4 top 10 finishers. They are undefeated this season, with their smallest margin of victory coming by 7 points at the Augustana Interregional Invitational, where they beat 8 other nationally ranked programs. So they are hot, running really well at the right time, having 4 guys finish in the top 10 at the regionals. And look out for Joe Freiberger and Christopher Collette with the lead pack this morning in Louisville, Kentucky. Had some great runs at the Division II men's championship down in St. Leo, Florida earlier this morning, and an incredible finish which saw the lead change a couple of times over the last half mile or so. MIT is another team that could potentially find its way onto the podium for sure, but maybe even overtake Wartburg today. The Engineers are now ranked 2nd in the polling heading into the NCAA championships this weekend. And to say that they look dominant at the East Championships, that would be an understatement. The Engineers put 6 athletes in the top 10. And their top 5 runners all ran within 4 seconds of each other. So they are running really well right now, too. But you can see Wartburg has 3 or 4 men at the front of the pack in the first 3 minutes of this 8K final. Somebody else to watch out for is David Fassbender. Won the North Region. He's the top returner from the 2019 championships. Finished 6th in 2019. And he is running for Wisconsin Whitewater. These championships do feature 3 of the top 10 finishers returning from 2019. Of course, Fassbender of Whitewater, and then you had Ethan Widlansky of Pomona-Pitzer, the ultimate team champions in 2019 for their first ever in program history. And then Aiden Ryan of Williams College also returns after finishing in the top 10 in 2019. Just a great view of the chute that these runners are coming through as they make a turn 4.5 minutes into this race. Just a gorgeous setting for a national championship on a beautiful fall day in Louisville, Kentucky. The weather there a bit windy, but nothing these young men can't handle, especially some of the guys that competed at Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and East regionals over the last couple of weeks. 45 degrees right now in Louisville, and a wind at about 9 to 10 miles per hour. $1K splits are in. Stevie Steinberg of Claremont Mudd Scripps leading the way right now, 3:03. Christopher Collette right behind him. Of course, he was a top 10 finisher in 2019. And Stephen Fiamfredo of Ramapo also in the top 3. But Claremont Mudd Scripps also has Cairo Van Schendel in the top 4. So 2 Claremont Mudd Scripps runners in the top 5. Wartburg has 3 in the top 8 at the moment, including Dalton Martin and Morgan Fairbairn. Tyler Morris right now of Colby running on the left-hand side as you're viewing our screen. Tyler Morris has been really solid this fall. First place finishes in his last 3 meets, and hoping to turn that over again today and maybe upset a few folks as the pack starts to thin out a little bit up top. Still a group of about 25 runners though, all in the mix for those top 3 positions. Right now, Wartburg through a K was leading in the team standings, followed by Carnegie Mellon and John Carroll, whose women's program also expects to do well today. And just a reminder, the women's 6K final will be taking place right after this here on the grounds of Tom Sawyer State Park. Claremont Mudd Scripps was right in there as well in the team standings. Just a little over 1,000 meters into this 8K, just under 5 miles. Three top 10 finishers returning from 2019, and gotta watch out for Christopher Collette of Wartburg. He is somebody that has a real opportunity today as a sophomore to come away with the individual title. Right now, it's still Tyler Morris leading the pack. He won the East Regional for Colby a few weeks back. But again, Collette, if he can stay in contact with that front pack, he's a guy with real closing speed. He's run a minute and 53 seconds in the 800 in his career. Came in second at the Midwest Region Cross Country Championships on November the 13th. And was a All-American in the 3,000 steeplechase. 3K splits are in, and right now John Carroll leading the team standings. It's Morris of Colby, and then Alex Phillip of John Carroll running in second. Aiden Ryan of Williams running in the top three as well at the moment. And Aiden Ryan is somebody that is no stranger to these high-level meets. A senior who's run in some national championships, both in the cross-country space but also on the track. David Fassbender right behind him, and then Elias Lindgren of Williams running in fifth. Morris was about 8:59 through the first 3K. Aiden Ryan, too, is somebody that's run 1:53 in the 800, so he's got closing speed. Finished 10th at these championships back in 2019, right here at Tom Sawyer State Park. So he has not only run in this event, but this event on this track. And he's running well to start. Almost halfway through this 8K Division III Men's National Championship run. And for Colby, it is still Tyler Morris. He is followed by Alex Phillip of John Carroll, who won the Great Lakes Regional and finished 15th at these cross-country championships back in 2019. So a number of top 20 finishers returning from the 2019 championships in Louisville. $4K, and still Tyler Morris, followed by Alex Phillip and Aiden Ryan. Two athletes for Williams College running in the top four. That's Lindgren and Ryan, with Fassbender rounding out the top five for Wisconsin Whitewater. But Tyler Morris, who finished 36th in his only other national championship appearance, still with a marginal lead on the rest of the field. And nobody really seems to be that inclined to take this thing out like we saw at the Division II National Championships earlier this morning. That pack was essentially a two-man front for most of the race until the rest of the field caught up. And right now, Williams College running really well as a team. Because they have two runners in the top five, they are currently running in first place. Meanwhile, Wartburg has some ground to make up. Joe Freiberger, their top competitor right now, running in 10th through the 4K. Their next closest is Christopher Collette, who's fallen off the lead pack. He's now running in 28th. And again, Wartburg ranked #1 in the nation coming into these championships this weekend. One of the tough rolling hills on this course at Tom Sawyer State Park. 14 minutes into this men's 8K final to determine a Division III national champion. And right now it is Aiden Ryan leading the field. He has taken over the lead from Tyler Morris. Just a picture perfect day in Louisville, Kentucky. Ryan came through the 4K in about 12:01. And he is side by side right now with his training partner, Elias Lindgren of Williams.
Thank you. You're just giving me a heavier bag to have to carry back later. Right. Well, yeah.
Alex Phillip of John Carroll running really well. And he has remained at the top of the pack really since the opening gun. We are through 5,000 meters now, and Ryan Aiden continues to lead, followed by Alex Phillip. David Fassbender now back into the top three from Wisconsin Whitewater. And how about Henry Pick? He has wiggled his way into the top five, with Tyler Morris dropping back to sixth. And it's now a front five contingent. Ryan of Williams, Phillip of John Carroll, Fassbender of Wisconsin Whitewater, Lindgren of Williams, and Henry Pick of Claremont Mudd Scripps. And still Williams in front, with Pomona-Pitzer now making a move. In the team standings, they were outside the top five through the first 3K. Now they are running in second position. And as it stands right now, just 8 points behind Williams. 3K left in this men's 8,000 meter. Pomona-Pitzer, of course, coming off their first ever title in program history in 2019 on this course. Wouldn't it be something to upset the field and win back-to-back national championships at Tom Sawyer State Park? This is still anybody's race. Aiden Ryan and Alex Phillip running side by side as they have pretty much all day. Phillip in 2019 was an All-American. And the National Cross Country Runner of the Week 3 times. And he is now taken over sole possession of first place. Doesn't necessarily have the closing speed that some of the other guys do in this field, but he has run 1:57 in the 800 and 3:53 in the 15, coming off a first place finish at the Great Lakes Regional back on the 13th. But Aiden Ryan definitely will be on his mind with that 1:53 800 closing speed. Great look at the lead pack there. 4 runners really vying for contention over these last 2K. Alex Phillip, Aiden Ryan 1-2 right now. And Ryan's teammate Elias Lindgren battling in third. David Fassbender also running well. So right now, over the last K&a-half, it's Phillip, Lindgren, Ryan, Pick, and Fassbender. Henry Pick running in fourth for Claremont Scripps. Pomona-Pitzer has taken over the top spot in the team standings, followed closely by MIT. Boy, Alex Phillip, he was second and so close to winning the 5,000 meter at the 2021 Division III Outdoor Track and Field Championships last spring. Followed it up with a 5th place finish in the 10K. But he is in position right now to win the national title in cross country. Finished 15th at the 2019 championships, and he came back hungry for a podium finish. Pomona-Pitzer with the team lead, followed by MIT, Williams, John Carroll, Claremont, Mudd, Scripps. Final K to determine a national champion. And how about this battle? Aiden Ryan and Alex Phillips. Check that, it's Elias Lindgren with his teammate Aiden Ryan closely behind him. So Elias Lindgren has taken over the lead, followed closely by Alex Phillip. And Lindgren much closer in terms of his 800 time with Phillip. He's run 1:56, so just about a second faster than Phillip's fastest time in his career. Lindgren ran in second place at the Mid-East Region Championships last weekend, finishing a time of 24:46. This is shaping up to be a really fun finish over the final kilometer. Lindgren, what a climb he has made in his career. He was just inside the top 50 at these championships in 2019. Now he's battling for an individual title. And he is starting to pull away from Alex Phillip. Lindgren 15th a couple of years ago. Rather, Phillip was 15th a couple of years ago. Lindgren 47th, and the junior from Marion Station, Pennsylvania, in the lead right now. Phillip hot on his tail. It is all Lindgren and Phillip. Who has enough left in the tank? Here comes Alex Phillip. Look at this. Alex Phillip, your Division III 2021 cross country national champion. It's an individual title for John Carroll. Meanwhile, Williams, with Lindgren and Aiden Ryan finishing in the top 5. They have 2 of the top 5 runners. We are keeping an eye on these team standings as the rest of the group comes flying in. Wartburg will not be in contention for a team title, you wouldn't imagine, as their first finisher, Joe Freiberger, comes in at about 10th. What a run, though, from Alex Phillip. of John Carroll, 15th a couple of years ago. And he wins a national title for John Carroll. Top 30 runners will receive All-American honors. And of course, every individual, no matter where they finish, sprinting to the line, because it all matters in terms of team standings. As we went into the final K&a-half, Pomona-Pitzer had a slight lead over MIT, and then Williams was well behind with 140. We will see how they finish after Lindgren and Ryan went 2-4 in the top 5. So right now, Pomona-Pitzer with 80 points, MIT 112. As we're taking a look at the updated standings, Phillip, your national champion, Lindgren behind him, Pick of Claremont Mud Scripps, Aiden Ryan of Williams, and then Simon Hayes of Wilmington. Really came out of nowhere over the final K&a-half. Fassbender finishing just out of the top 5 in 6th for Wisconsin Whitewater. I'll tell you what, as we're taking a look at these individual finishes and team compilation of points, I don't see any way that Pomona-Pitzer doesn't repeat as your national champion, and what a story that would be. Pitzer winning their first ever national championship on the men's side at this very course in 2019 with the second highest winning team score in D3 history. Wouldn't it be something to come back 2 years later after a break from COVID-19 and win it again with 80 points, which is currently what they have tabulated at the moment. Here is a look at our top 10 finishers. Phillip from John Carroll winning his first ever national championship and racking up another All-American accolade for John Carroll, who just continues to be dominant in so many sports. Alex Phillip, your national champion, followed by Elias Lindgren of Williams, Henry Pick, Aiden Ryan, so a couple of teammates finishing in the top 5. That's a thrill. Simon Hayes of Wilmington, Fassbender of Whitewater, he finishes in 6th again. He was 6th a couple of seasons ago. Tyler Morris of Colby, who led for much of the opening minutes of the race, finishing in the top 10. Freiberger of Wartburg, Sam Craig of Chicago, and Colin Kirkpatrick of Pomona-Pitzer, who may very well end up the team champions in back-to-back seasons. And a reminder, coming up at noon Eastern, just about 30 minutes away from the women's 6K championship. Kicking off at noon Eastern, it'll be Johns Hopkins going for a repeat of their championship in 2019. They come in as the #1 seed in the 2021 polls. And that's a race that features a number of young women returning from the top 15 in 2019. We will step aside for a moment from Tom Sawyer State Park in Louisville, Kentucky, where it looks like Pomona-Pitzer may have repeated as your men's team champion. Alex Phillip of John Carroll, your individual national title holder. Well, folks, as we wrap up our coverage of the men's Division III National Championships, it looks like, although these are still unofficial, Pomona-Pitzer will repeat as your national champion. And again, they won their first ever team title back in 2019 right here in Louisville, Kentucky at Tom Sawyer State Park. MIT finishing in second, Williams in third, and Wisconsin lacrosse rounding out the top 10 on the men's side. Alex Phillip, your individual national champion for John Carroll. He finished 15th at these championships in 2019. He's an All-American already, and now he'll add an individual national championship to his hardware. We will step aside, and remember, in about 25 minutes, we will kick off the women's national championship right here on NCAA.com.
'90 championships. The recipient of the Elite 90 Award for the 2021 NCAA Women's Cross Country Championship with a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 in accounting is Tessa Pitkovich of Ohio Northern. .0 in accounting, folks. That means she's smart and she'll count your money later on. Let's hear it for Tessa Pitkovich. And the recipient of the Elite 90 Award for the 2021 NCAA Men's Cross Country Championship with a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 in electrical engineering is Finn Jacobson Schulte of MIT. And that's right, he's smart. Two of the very best from the pride of the NCAA, the Division III, the very core of what we call student athletes. Let's hear it for Finn Jacobson Schulte. And now, the presentation of the All-Americans. In the men's race, finishing in 40th place, his time 24:23.1 from Cortland State, Ryan Corey. In 39th, 24:21.8, his time the sophomore from SUNY Geneseo, Nick Andrews. In 38th place, his time 24:21.6 from RPI, the sophomore Matthew Leckie. In 37th, 24:20.8, his time the Ramapo junior Stephen Fiumefredo. In 36th place, his time 24 minutes 20.2 seconds from Redlands, the senior Tucker Cargyle. In 35th, his time 24 minutes 20 seconds from Suffolk, the junior Matthias Siki Feher. Finishing in 34th position, his time 24 minutes 19.8 from Puget Sound, the senior Colin Monahan. Finishing in 33rd place, his time 24:19.6 from MIT, Andrew Ma. In 32nd position, his time 24 minutes 18.7, the Dickinson senior, Christopher Scharf. From Pomona-Pitzer, time 24:18.5. In 31st position, Paul McKinley. In 30th, his fellow senior, time 24:17, Dante Paskovich. '29th place, 24:16.9, the junior from MIT, Ryan Wilson. In 28th place, 24:16.6, the sophomore from MIT, Matthew Kearney. And you saw him earlier, an All-American now on the cross-country course, 27th place overall, 24:16.4, the MIT senior Finn Jacobson Schulte. In 26th place, from Wisconsin Whitewater, his time 24:13.7, the freshman Gunnar Schlender. In 25th place, 24 minutes 12.7 seconds, the Franciscan of Steubenville, Ohio senior Liam Galligan. In 24th place, his time 24:10.3, Pomona-Pitzer junior Ethan Widlansky. In 23rd, his time 24:09.4, Wisconsin Whitewater's freshman Christian Patska. '22nd place, 24:09.0, the Claremont Mudscripts senior Stevie Steinberg. In 21st place, his time 24:08.6, Concordia Moorhead senior Munir Irsahak. In 20th place, his time 24:08.5 from Whittier, the junior Benjamin White. '19th place, 24:07.8 from Williams, the freshman Graham Tui Gatos. In 18th place, Otterbein sophomore, 24:06.9, Cal Yakin. Finishing 17th place from Carnegie Mellon, his time 24:06.6, the senior Matthew Carey. In 16th place, the senior from John Carroll, his time 24:06.5, that's Jamie Daly. And now your top 15 will be next, not only receiving an All-American citation, but they will be cited in addition from the NCAA. In 15th place, time 24:06.2, the North Central senior, that's Gabriel Pomona-Pitzer. We'll create a little room there on the stage and resume. And again, in 15th place, North Central senior Gabriel Pomona-Pitzer. In 14th place, his time 24:04.9, Pomona-Pitzer sophomore Lucas Florsheim. In 13th, 24:03 the time, the sophomore from MIT, that's Sam Aquaviva. In 12th, his time 24:02.5, Pomona-Pitzer sophomore Derek Fearon. 11th place, 24:02.1, Wisconsin lacrosse sophomore Ethan Gregg. Your top 10 finishers. His time, 24:01.8, Pomona-Pitzer sophomore. In 10th place, Colin Kirkpatrick. In 9th, 24:01.3, from Chicago, the junior Sam Craig. 8th place, time of 23:58.7 from Wartburg, Joe Freiberger. In 7th, 23:58.4, Colby sophomore Tyler Morris. Finishing in 6th place, 23:57.1, Wisconsin Whitewater senior David Fassbender. Finishing in 5th place, 23:57.0, Wilmington sophomore Simon Hayes. In 4th, the Williams senior, 23:42.8, Aiden Ryan. Third place, 23:40.4, a junior at Claremont Mudd Scripps, Henry Pick. Your 2021 NCAA Division III Cross Country Individual runner-up, the Williams junior, 23:30.3, Elias Lindgren. Your 2021 NCAA Division III National Champion, a sophomore at John Carroll. He set a course record for all Division III athletes. His time, 23:27.6, Alex Phillip. Great photo opportunity there. Our 40 All-Americans, the top 15, receiving a citation as well from the NCAA. Congratulations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed to the presentation of the team awards, your top 4 teams here at our national championships. Finishing in 4th place with 179 points, John Carroll. Alex Phillip, Jamie Daly, Ryan Champa, Barrett Sheetzel, Ian Pearson, Andrew Miner, and Jared Arnold. The top 7 finishers there for John Carroll. Great photo opportunity. And that trophy will look very good. Great pictures there by John Carroll, your 4th place finishing team in the men's competition. Now, finishing in 3rd place. $167 points puts them in 3rd. Williams, the Fs. Elias Lindgren, Aiden Ryan, Graham Tui Gatos, William Spolin, Charles Namiot, Nate Lentz, and John Lucy Williams on the podium there, receiving their 3rd place trophy here in our national championships. Great year for Williams. Your 2021 NCAA National Men's Teams runner-up with 112 points, MIT. Sam Aquaviva, Finn Jacobson-Schulte, Matthew Kearney, Ryan Wilson, Andrew Ma, Vedang Ladd, and Reed Kovacs, MIT. Congratulations, Coach Taylor, your 40th year, national runners-up. And now, your 2021 NCAA National Championship men's team, Pomona-Pitzer. They finished with 5 All-Americans and 80 team points. Pomona-Pitzer, Colin Kirkpatrick, Derek Fearon, Lucas Forsheim, Ethan Widlansky, Dante Paskets, Paul McKinley, and Jack Rosencrans. Pomona-Pitzer. They defend their national title from 2 years ago. The Sage Hens, Kyle Flores, capping off a storybook season. The West Region champions, the SCIAC champions out of Claremont, California, Pomona-Pitzer Sage Hens, your national championship team. Now we'll need the top 40 women gathering just to the left of the stage. You see the gentleman waving his hat there. Top 40 women, top 40 ladies, please assemble at this time. Top 40. Want to present your awards? He'll get you lined up. We'll get you set up. I have some glasses here that's been turned into my table here at the announcer's platform. Look like some readers that would work for a lady. And so if they're yours, you might find it easier to see if you have those glasses. I have them here. Thank you. Top 40 women, please gather. Sage Hens, congratulations. What a great day to be a Sage Hen once again. Pomona-Pitzer led by its 5 All-Americans.